Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about the machine learning in very much detail. That what is machine learning, what are the algorithms that you have in machine learning. Then basically there are three types of learning. First one is supervised, we have unsupervised and the reinforcement. Then we are going to discuss about all of those three. We are going to discuss about the skills required, how machine learning works, what are the opportunities and what are the applications and what are the companies that use ML. Right, these are all the topics for the discussion of today. So let's get started here. So first of all, I'll be discussing about the machine learning. Find out what is it. So machine learning is a branch of AI and computer science which focuses on the use of data and the algorithms to imitate the way that humans learn, gradually improving its accuracy. Fine. In AI, what we had seen, what was the definition for AI? We had seen in the AI that it is a intelligence in which machines are trained in such a way that they can think like humans, they can perform the actions like humans. Fine. So this machine learning is actually one of the branches of AI. That means it as well deals with the thinking and the processing of the machines like humans. Fine. Now, what does it actually focus on? It actually focuses on the use of the data and the algorithms in a way that humans can learn and gradually improving its accuracy. Let's say we had made out a model with the help of AI. Now we just need to improve its accuracy, that whatever we had made out that works upon to its accuracy, that the accuracy working of its accuracy is actually increasing. So for doing out this particular thing, machine learning is one of the technologies which is actually used. Now why it is used? Because in machine learning, we have some algorithms which improves and which helps us to improve our model and make its accuracy at the highest level. Fine. Now let's see one more definition. Is very easy way for the machine learning, that it is a subset of AI. Okay, that is the other thing which I'll be telling right here only, but wait for that a little. So machine learning is the study of making machines more like human in their behavior and decisions by giving them the ability to learn and develop their own programs. Fine. As I mentioned, that machine learning is also dealing with the machines in such a way that they can think like the humans, they can perform the actions like as humans do. But what's the difference in machine learning and AI? In AI, basically we just do the thing. In machine learning, we just improve the accuracy, we just give machines more we just give them more human like in their behavior and decisions, so that they have the ability to learn, they have the ability to develop their own programs and all these things which we do in the machine learning. Fine. When we had learned about AI, so AI, in that we had seen that one of the part of the AI was ML as well, right? That in one place machine learning was also used. So that is a part of the AI itself, and it is used when we just want to make the machines think like human, make their behavior think make their behavior do like human and all those things. In that case, machine learning is used, right? How AI works. In this AI, this was a topic which we had seen, right? Here we had seen two things: classification and clustering and predictive analysis. These were two places where ML was actually used, right? I just mentioned this thing previously as well, that these are the two places where this is used. So this is the main use of the machine learning into the field of AI. Now, there was one definition, one thing was written, that machine learning is one of the subsets of AI, right? So I would just take out a pen here, and now I would just take out a circle and I would be making one circle inside this. Fine. What do okay, just one second. Right, this is one of the circles which I have made out here. Now this circle, what do I meant from this one? So this is actually my machine learning. So this is actually my machine learning. So machine learning is one of the subsets of the AI. So in AI, machine learning is one of the fields that is used, and that is actually used for modeling and training your machine which you are actually working upon. Fine. Modeling or training your data, modeling or training a machine, whatever you just say out. Fine. So hope you first of all just got out that what we just meant from machine learning. What's the definition for machine learning? So here it was written that machine learning, okay, not here, it was machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. This line, okay, just make sure to remember this out. Fine. Now we'll be discussing about the ML algorithms that are very much used here, right here. So these are the three algorithms of the machine learning. Just let me take out a highlighter from here, and let's say this one is the one. Fine. Machine learning algorithms. Fine. First algorithm is unsupervised learning. This first one, okay, unsupervised learning. Second one is my supervised, and third I am having reinforcement learning. So let's see them in a detail. Fine. Let's go with the supervised learning. So in supervised learning, what do I am having? I am having two parts. First one is the classification, and second one is the regression. So what are the things where classification is used? What are some examples for the classification? That is identity fraud detection, that is image classification, customer retention, diagnostics. So these are some examples where the classification is actually used, right? And the second part of the supervised learning is regression, right? So what about regression? So population growth prediction, estimating life expectancy, advertising popularity prediction, weather forecasting, market forecasting, and all these are the things where the regression is actually used out, right? So these are all the these are all the examples of the supervised learning. We had two parts in the supervised, that is classification and regression. So these are the use of the classifications and the regressions, right? Hope you just got this idea. Next we are having here that dimensionality reduction. Sorry, we have the unsupervised learning. So in the unsupervised learning, we are having two parts here as well. So let me just take out a color from here. Let's say that is yellow. Fine. So unsupervised learning is also consists of two parts: dimensionality reduction and clustering. So dimensionality reduction is used for big data visualizations, meaningful comparison, for structure discovery, and for the feature elicitation. Fine. And what about the clustering? So clustering is the recommender system, targeted marketing, and the customer segmentation. These are the some tools, some examples where these two are actually used out. And here at last, what do I have? I have here at last the reinforcement learning. So now we'll be seeing that where this reinforcement learning is used. So that is used in real-time decisions, robot navigations, learning tasks, skill acquisition, and game AI. Right? So these are some fields where this reinforcement learning is as well used. Right? So hope you just got the first of all idea that what are the machine learning algorithms that we have here. Now we'll be discussing about each of the algorithm in a little bit detail. So let's start with the supervised learning. Okay, so in supervised learning, what happens? So we have an input raw data here in supervised learning. Okay, we have a raw data. Okay, after this raw data, we just apply out some algorithm. So we just train out your data set. You just check out, you just train out that your data set, and you just get out the desired output, right? And that procedure is followed by performing an algorithm of a machine learning. Fine, that we are seeing clustering and the regression. Fine, let me just go here, classification and regression, right? These were the two algorithms which you have here into the supervised learning. So by performing these, you just get the node to the algorithm. Fine. After that, what is done? Processing. So this whole procedure, that is algorithm and the processing, this is called as model training. So if I talk in a very short about this, so first of all, your input raw data is taken. First step. Second, your model is trained. So in model training, two steps come. First one is the algorithm and second one is the processing. Fine. Third, you get out your model, trained model, that is your input. You just give your trained model here, and from after that you just get out the output from here. Okay, after first of all giving out the input raw data, then model training, then model is trained, and that is your actually the output which you are getting. Fine. So here it has taken example that some tomatoes it has taken, perform the algorithm, it process that one, and after that it come to an output that yes, it is a tomato. Fine. This is what is called a supervised learning in machine learning, supervised learning in ML actually. Fine. So this is what we just call out a supervised learning in machine learning. Now, if I just see the definition, so we can just say that supervised learning is a part in which we already have a label data. Here you are having a label data, right? That only and only you are having some tomatoes. That is a label data, right? So here we can say that in supervised learning, we actually have a labeled data. Okay, that actually works upon here. Fine. Now, after the supervised learning, we have the second part, that is unsupervised learning. So now just have a look that here you are not having the labeled data, you are having the unlabeled data. Some you are able to see circles, some are small squares, some are triangles. If you just see this in detail, let me just see that can I zoom in. Fine. Hope I just zoom in out and you are able to see this thing out right here. Some are circles, some are triangles, and some are basically your squares as well, right? Fine, just one second right here. Let me just zoom in as well so that we are actually able to see this out, and let me take out this picture to this particular place. Fine, and just 1 second, I would just do right here. Fine. So this is your data, right, which we are gonna see here, right? So in unsupervised learning, that what actually happens, so your raw data is actually first of all taken. That is okay actually. We know that always we are having a raw data, input raw data. After that, you start your interpretation. Interpretation means you unknown output, no training data set. So this is a place where you just say that, okay, what is the thing that you are gonna interpret? What are the things that you are gonna do from this particular data? This is actually what is called as interpretation. Fine. After that, third step goes applying out the algorithms. So for the unsupervised learning, what are the algorithms that we are having? We are having clustering and the dimensionality reduction, right? So we will be applying out any of these, whichever best suits this. After that, you'll be processing out your data, and then you'll be getting your data into the three formats. That is, first one is your triangle, second one is your circles, and third one is your squares. So you were having a very messed up data that was unlabeled data, right? And after performing out the unsupervised learning, your data has come to a proper label. Whatever the label you are having, it has come to that proper particular label. So this is what we call as unsupervised learning. Okay, this is what we call as unsupervised learning. Fine. After that, we have the third procedure, that is reinforcement learning. Fine. So in the reinforcement learning as well, you are having some input raw data. See here. Fine. After that, what happens? After that, you are going to select out an algorithm. Whatever the best action, you're going to perform that. You are going to do out the further things, whatever you just start thinking of, like processing and all those things, you're going to do in the reinforcement learning. And after that, you'll be coming to an output with a labeled form of data. Fine. So there's a slight difference in the reinforcement. So okay, reinforcement is as well called as semi-supervised learning as well. Okay, this is one another definition for the reinforcement learning. So for that, I could just say that when you just put out some labeled and some data will not be labeled. Okay, some data would be labeled and some will not be labeled. So that is actually what we call as a reinforcement learning. Fine, hope you just got the idea. Right, now we'll be seeing out that what are the skills required for the machine learning engineer, for the ML engineer, what are the skills that are actually required out. So first one is programming language, C++ or Python or Java or R, whatever the best suits you. You have probability and statistical concepts. Second step, applied mathematics like linear algebra, matrices, determinants, these are the things. Then you should have knowledge of distributed computing. Fine, computing you should have the knowledge of. Fine. Hadoop is one of the tools which we have in the machine learning, and it is a very important tool as well. Right? So Hadoop and its applications, and a Unix tool. So UNIX tools. These are some 6 things which you should have as a if you are just going for a machine learning engineer. So these are the skills that you should have: the knowledge of programming skill, some mathematical tools, some distributed computing, Hadoop and its application, and a Unix tool. Fine. These are the things which you should have the knowledge of. Now, how ML works, right? We had seen the skills that are needed, how actually machine learning works. So first of all, the data is gathered, right? Data is gathered. Fine, that is okay. Then data cleaning is performed. What do we meant from data cleaning? Now, data cleaning means that, let's say you are working in MNC, right? You are a ML engineer there. Into that, basically you'll be getting out a lot of data, right? That is we just cannot say that data in terms as well, that there would be a very huge data. Now it is not the case that whatever data you'll be getting, that is too much cleaned in a way that we cannot say that whatever data you'll be getting, that will be very much proper, very much columns will be proper, very much rows will be proper. You cannot say that thing, right? Because let's say we just work in any online, that is a company for the online products, right? Into that, people give the reviews. Now reviews can be in the terms of basically some strings, that is some characters, or you can just get out some symbols as well. You'll be getting some empty columns, you'll be getting some empty rows. These are all the things that you'll be getting into your data. Some places there will be no data, some places there will be a huge data. On some columns, some things would be performed. On some columns, nothing would be there. Some special symbols. Many things can happen onto a data. Like you cannot say that what will happen, what will not. So sorting out that data, removing the extra data from that particular data which you are having, removing the extra rows, removing the extra columns, whatever the columns you are having. empty, filling that columns with finding out some proper statistical things. That is actually what is we call as data cleaning. Data cleaning, making your data in such a way that you can just use that out and perform some model, train that data and come to a final output. That is what we call as data cleaning, right? Cleaning your data in such a way that you can after that use that particular data. You cannot use a messed up data, right? If you're going to use out a messed up data, then your final output, the final accuracy which you're gonna get, that will also not be okay, fine. So in that case, we just need how to clean out this particular data. Then you will be selecting out your correct algorithm, right algorithm which you need, and you'll be building up the models, and at last you'll be performing out the data transformations and the predictions, fine. Now here we had three parts. Okay, first was this was the four procedure which I have told you. After that comes the raw and the training of data. That part comes in the data, that is data gathering and data cleaning. After that we had modeling the data, that is candidate and the final. So this thing comes in selecting the algorithm and building and finalizing the model which you are actually making. And at last we have visualization. So this topic basically comes in the transformations and the predictions and the strategy which you are gonna apply. So this is the whole process that how a machine learning works, right? Data gathering is done, then the data cleaning, then selecting right algorithm, building model and finalizing, and at last data transformation into the predictions. Now let's see that basically what are the opportunities as a machine learning, fine. So what are job roles that you can go? You can go for machine learning engineer, you can go for an NLP engineer, you can go for BI developer, so you can just even go for the data scientist as well. So these are some of the job roles that you can go here for after the learning of the machine learning, fine. Okay, what are the applications of the machine learning? Now we'll be seeing that. So automatic language translation, medical diagnosis, stock market trending, online fraud detection, virtual personal assistant, email spam and malware filtering, self-driving cars, product recommendation, traffic prediction, speech recognition, image recognition. These are all of the applications of the machine learning. We had seen many of them. Automatic language translation we are familiar with, right? And virtual personal assistant we are familiar with. Many companies are actually making their virtual personal assistant, okay, that we are familiar with. Filtering of the emails, right? That what are the spam emails that go on to another folder, what are the promotional that come into one folder, whatever are the social that come into one folder, what are primary that come into another folder. Self-driving cars we all are familiar with, and these are actually trending a lot of nowadays. Product recommendation, let's say you just searched out any product onto your any of the online product company which you are using, so that product which you are searching, that actually comes into the recommendation onto all social networking sites. Let's say you're using Insta, you are using Facebook, so whatever the online product you have searched on any of the online website, that comes as a recommendation into your all social networking sites, right? This is what we application of machine learning. Traffic prediction, we have speech recognition, we have image recognition. So these are all of the things which are the applications of the machine learning. And at last we are going to see that what are the companies that are using machine learning. So all of the top companies from MNCs are using, you say Amazon, you take Deloitte, you can Spotify, Cisco, Visa, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Uber, Apple, all of these are the companies which are actually using the machine learning nowadays, right? Even the AI as well. These are all the companies which are using machine learning and the AI. Fine. So hope it has got all the idea regarding that what is machine learning, what are the machine learning algorithms. Then we had described all the three in a detail: supervised, unsupervised, and the reinforcement. Then we had seen what are the skills required. Then we had seen how ML actually works. We had seen that what are the opportunities, what are the applications, and what are the companies that actually use ML nowadays, right? So hope it has got each and everything a clear idea regarding the machine learning and it's all of the topics, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.